What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? It's Wednesday, the 16th of June. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint. The joint is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Listen, everybody's getting these unemployment checks. Nobody wants to go to work. Good help is hard to find. You can't, it's too tough right now. It's like trying to find a fucking peanut on the beach. You're in no danger. You could always post your job online or on the corkboard at the laundromat. But who the fuck hangs out at laundromats? Bums. Then you gotta sit there and hope the right person walks by and sees it. Listen, stop dreaming. Try ZipRecruiter for free. You're like, Joey, what the hell's ZipRecruiter? They do the work for you. With one click, your job gets sent over to over 100 top job sites. Get qualified candidates fast. Let them play matchmaker so you don't have to. It'll loosen you up more to do what you need to do. You understand me? 2.3 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. So why are you sitting there going, I need good help? Go to ZipRecruiter. Right now, download it. No, you don't download it. While other companies overwhelm you with too many options, ZipRecruiter finds what you're looking for. That little fucking peanut in the beach. So right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Joey, what are you talking about? Free. At ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. Find the quality candidate fast, and they're gonna be fucking tremendous. You understand me? ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employees use ZipRecruiter to get a quality candidate within the first. Will get a quality candidate within the first day. That's what I'm talking about, saving you time. So do me a favor right now. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. Try it for free just by going to ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire. The joint is also brought to you by one of my personal favorites. I will not let them go. CBD Lion. I have gotten more from CBD Lion than any other. I mean, from the CBD tablets to the CBD hemp flower. You gotta try it. You gotta fucking try it. The vapor pen, the bath balls, the cream, the tape. They have, listen, just go to CBDLion.com. Look at this, read about what they have to offer you. This is beautiful. You've never seen anything like this. They even tell you what to recommend, the scents, the size and strength. If you want to give it to your pet, they have the flavors and potential benefits. They got shatter, they got vape cartridges, they got distillate vape pens, flavored tinctures. Listen, but it all starts by you going to CBDLion.com and reading the types of cannabinoids and how they could help you. So right now, go to CBDLion.com right now, press in Joey or Church, and get 20% off delivered right to your motherfucking crib, all right? It's that simple. CBD Lion has been with me for years, and they came through with my surgery. If you see, I'm out of fucking tape. I got that one little roll left because that tape is tremendous when I would go to the gym. So right now, go to CBDLion.com, read. You find something, try the tablets. They'll point you to what you need. CBDLion.com. Now it's time to get this motherfucking party started. We got a great episode for you today.
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joey here on a beautiful Wednesday, June the 16th. We're halfway out of this motherfucker. As you could tell, I'm looking a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. That little chit-chat with the therapist, I chit-chatted with her twice already, and I feel a lot better. We came to the conclusion that it was my thyroid medication. Ever since, listen, since I've moved here, I've elevated my, I was going to like kickboxing and jiu-jitsu once a week, but with the weights, I've been hitting them 4 times a week. And I even lost weight during the fucking surgery when I was laid up. How could you not burning any calories? You're just laying on a chair. I thought it was a strict diet, but when I looked at the numbers were going really low. So my wife came to the conclusion. I've had a rough fucking couple days here with my wife and stuff. Not us going at each other, us trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me, I had like my heartbeat the other day was so bad you could see it in my stomach, just the shirt. Somebody was sitting next to me, my wife, and she goes, I could feel your heart. What is going on with you, So we brought I check my blood pressure 2 times a fucking day. That's what you need to do. I've been doing it for years. And I fucking brought it downstairs now. And she goes, let me see what your blood pressure's like when you're just sitting down. And it was perfect. And then I started getting anxiety, and that's when I told him my heart's like playing the fucking, it sounded like John Bonham doing Moby Dick. I'm sitting there, boom, 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 boom. So I said, let's do it again. And she goes, your blood pressure's perfect, but your pulse is down. Your pulse is way down. So I think it's been my thyroid. I haven't been on the medication since Friday. I took myself off it, and so far, I'm feeling better. The sleep is men's amends. I've been working out. This morning I went and drew blood. Let's just draw blood. And I pissed in a cup. The worst. Because you got to go. They don't even let you drink fucking coffee. So coffee, I drink coffee and I don't start fucking pissing in the morning. But they don't want you to have anything. So I had to go there. And they gave me a cup and they're like, you got to pee before you fucking give blood. And I'm like, are you serious? Let me give blood. Let me fucking get all fucked up a little bit. And then I'll pee. And the lady's like, no, we insist on it. I had to sit there. And then to boot, you're not going to believe this. My fucking iPod, after 20 years, went kaput. You know how many fucking songs I got on that iPod? You know how many fucking albums I got on that iPod? I got everything from fucking Bush on there. The fucking Megadeth, I got everything on there. All the faggy shit I like was on there because of my own personal. Nobody could look in there. It's not like coming over my house and looking at my albums. And my iPod, I had, if you change your mind in the 10-in line. I had ABBA, Dancing Queen. I had all shit on there. I just, it was a plane. I used my iPod on the plane. So I wanted music that I wouldn't listen to all the time. Yeah, I had Sabbath and Zeppelin on there and shit. So I'm stuck. I'm like, where's my fucking Santana? So now I got no Santana, Oye Como Va. But on my phone, I got Power Rage. I got fucking High and Dry. And I got something else. And I just put Power Rage on, AC/DC. I went in there, I put on What's Next to the Moon. I gave the lady my arm. First I had to pee, and that was a fucking nightmare, so I drank like 20 cups of fucking water right in a row, and still no pee. But then I found a little Hindu lady. I went up to her, I said, listen, they want me to fucking pee first. I can't do it. Let me fucking give you blood, then I'll get scared, and then the natural reaction will be pee. So I went in like nothing, gave her the fucking blood, didn't faint. I had a little High and Dry, fucking whatever. I put on What's Next to the Moon, and next thing you know, I felt the tape in my arm. I walked out of there, and I still couldn't fucking pee. So I sat there for like 5 or 6 fucking minutes, 10 minutes, and finally I kept pushing and pushing. I go, oh, this is because I pee when I wake up.
This is it.
But this is the second batch. This still has all the minerals in them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it stinks like 10 dead fucking bodies. So I pissed maybe 2 inches in a fucking cup, and I could smell it. It was fucking awful. It smelled like a fart went bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just horrible. With the fucking blood pressure medication, the testosterone pills, the fucking, it's no bueno. You know what I'm saying? But
asparagus.
I gave it a cup, and that was it. Now I'm waiting for the doctor to call me and see what he's got to tell me. Let's pray for the best. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been working hard lately, and I got flashbacks today. You know I hate pissing in a fucking cup. I fucking hate it. I was looking around in there. I thought there was a mirror on me. You know, all those years on probation, me putting shit in my dick and pissing and stuff like that. I just got a bunch of, I was laughing when I gave the lady my piss. I'm like, in the old days, I would give her, the probation officer, the piss, and I'd wait for it to start bubbling because there was pool chlorine in there or fucking the shit to clean out your sink. Oh my God, that was such a horrible time in my world. Thank God I got through with it. But we're good, man. I'm going to a show this week to watch a comedy show. I acted last week on a movie. It was great. I felt great fucking doing it, you know. And every day is better. My house is fucking solid, you know. Listen, man, I did something in the beginning of the pandemic. I decided that either we would end up best friends or we'd end up divorced. And I got to tell you something, that me and my wife have ended up best fucking friends. You know, the other night, I thanked her for making my dreams come true. She helped me become a comic. She helped me become a man. And she gave me a beautiful fucking daughter. That's why I'm here having a great fucking time. So, you know, sometimes you got to look at somebody from a different perspective and go, wow. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't fucking be here. So we're good, man. And that's why today people like, I thought you was, my friend called this morning when I was eating breakfast. And he goes, what are you doing? I go, I'm at the diner eating breakfast, but I just went to give blood. He goes, you went to give blood? I thought you were fucking scared of needles. I go, listen, I'm scared of everything. You know me. I'm scared of fucking everything. The other night I was watching Biloxi Blues. Great fucking movie, 1987. I think it's Neil Simon or Woody, whatever, the guy who fucked the Chinese girl. Woody Allen. And I think it's Neil Simon that did Biloxi Blues. Tweet me, you know, please don't. I'm not Rick Ramos. I don't know every fucking producer and every writer. But I was watching Biloxi Blues and fucking Christopher Walken and the guy who married the chick from Sex and the City and the little Jewish guy. And it just something, I don't even know what I was going to tell you guys. I've just been watching some fucking great movies. I don't know if you watch Biloxi Blues, but there's a part in there where they got to go to a fucking hooker's house, and Matthew Broderick has never been with a woman before, and the fucking hooker is from, her name is Rose. I don't even know. Who the fuck knows why I even started on this fucking Biloxi Blues. What I'm trying to tell you guys is everything is great. We got a great interview today. You know, I've been podcasting for 10, close to 11 years now. I don't consider myself anything. I'm just a podcaster who's lucky. You know, the joint does what it does. I don't sweat it. I'm trying to give a message out. Some people I help, some people I don't. Some people like it, some people don't. It doesn't make a difference to me whatsoever. Some people moved on. God bless you. I'm happy that you moved on. Whenever you want to come back, you're more than welcome here. But one guy that never moved on, one guy that is a fucking animal, is a kid by the name of CASSIUS Morris. I met him 10 years ago when he reached out and I did his podcast, and I felt so good about afterward because I was actually helping a kid out with his dream. I could tell by talking to him that this is what he wanted to do, and I gave him props. You know, when I was 12, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. He pinpointed it and stuck with it, and now he's 22. He's been doing a podcast for 10 fucking years. You know, he's a fucking great media guy. And like I told him, when you watch, in 10 years, he's going to be the fucking king. And you get to see him now on Uncle Joey's joint. Enjoy it.
Joe Diaz, what's going on?
How are you, my little friend? Been a long fucking time.
It has been a long time, my man. It feels like we were in different worlds the last time we talked, I think. Right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Was that long?
Crazy. It was that long, man. But it's okay. I've been watching you. Obviously, everybody else has, loving it, man. You know?
And I've been watching you too, man. You had some sensational guests on there.
Thank you.
You're doing your thing. You're growing, which is what it's all. How old were you when I met you? I was scratching
Man.
my head the other night going, how old was I when I went on your podcast first?
Right.
And I said a bunch of fucking stupid shit, and I left there, and I'm like, how can I talk like that in front of a 12-year-old kid? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I felt like such a fucking douchebag, but then you became my nephew, and I forgave myself. How old were you the first time we podcasted?
I had to be like turning 13.
Wow.
You know, and I mean, I really appreciated it, Joey, because you were the first person to really give me an actual chance. Like that was the opening to a lot of things for me, you know, and that was a big chapter of my life. When I look back and think on that, it's I can't even really describe how it feels, you know, that somebody gave me a chance like that. That never went over my head, just so you know.
You know how many fucking chances people gave me? So when I see a guy online that's on there every day busting his ass, I reach out. You know, we reached out, we started talking, we started complimenting each other, you know. I liked that you were a young kid and you were going after it. You knew what you wanted. I think after the first interview, you were talking to me about not going to school and
Yeah,
your dad's
LA.
a cop and you know, just shit that was, I was really blown away, like how much, when I was 12, I thought I was going to be a fucking basketball player, but I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be a basketball player and an astronaut. You know, the
Right.
common
The
shit that
ideas
you
of
tell your
that,
mother.
right?
But to really tell somebody when you're 12 years old that you want to be in media and, you know, grow and interview bands. And, you know, there was two guys that you guys really blew me away. One was you, and one is the kid from Rockin' Pins.
Okay. Yes.
I've watched both of yous
Right.
take off while everybody else was fucking crying. While
There's a
everybody
lot of
else
crying
is
that goes on.
While everybody else is fucking crying, nobody gives me nothing. You and Mauricio kept pounding it out. I still remember Mauricio paying for concerts to take pictures and bringing them to me at the store.
That's how you do it.
And telling me like how he had to sneak in and they threw him out and the whole thing. And then he got a press pass. And he started going to shows now, and then he started writing a blog to accompany the shows. And, you know, this is what it is. Nobody's going to give you dick. No. Everybody thinks they're going to give you dick. Nobody's going to give you dick. Go get the fuck, you know, the other day some guy hit me up, and he's like, I want you to do this on the podcast. I go, why don't you do me a favor? Start your own podcast.
He didn't even have a podcast, and he's emailing you.
No, and he's emailing me, like, barking me orders, and I'm like, bro, you have the knowledge on this. Great guy. Don't get me wrong. He was a great guy. And you know why I told him to start his own podcast? Because he's got a great story. He's a cancer survivor, which
Oh, wow.
I know if I had cancer and I was at home sweating, I mean, I have a dear friend right now that's going through hell, and I want to talk to a cancer survivor. I want to see a guy that made it through the other side. The same way a guy that went to prison for 4 years for a stupid thing looks at me and goes, wait a second, that motherfucker came out and did something different with his life.
Turned
If
his
he
life
could do
around.
it, I could do it. So I told him, I go, you're a cancer survivor. You could spread love. You could save so many people and give so many people hope just by fucking one podcast, 2 podcasts. Tell them what you went through, the puking, the chemo, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a great thing that we're doing. It's great that we're still here, fucking pushing, doing our thing.
It's nice that some people stick around. Like, obviously, you were always going to stick around, Joey, but it's like, it's true. It's like a rotating door where there's not many familiar faces that you can say, okay, 5-6 years ago, they were doing a show and stuff. It's like, it's constantly changing, you know? So I understand what you mean.
Well, this pandemic made people stay home. And I estimate, 10,000 new podcasts started.
Right.
You know?
Especially now.
But as usual, as per life is, people want to make money. And they don't have the patience. If you want to make money, go to the supermarket, stock shelves at night.
Yeah.
And then do podcasts in the daytime and build it up until it's like comedy. It's like being a guitar player. It's like anything else, you know. Go get a fucking job. Keep playing your fucking guitar. But I work 8 to 6. Well, you know, you got to go on stage from 7 to 10. And
exactly.
That's
the work
fucking
ethic
year
that
of
gets
that.
you through.
And then somebody will throw you a bone. Some guy will say, hey, man, I do a band. And next thing you know, you're making $200 a month. Next thing you know, you're making $400 a month. Next thing you know, you're making $750 a month. You know, and now you're like, fuck it. Now I know what I got to do. If I can make $1,100 a month, okay, that means I got to get rid of my cable. I got to, for me to live my dream, these are the things I got to sacrifice.
There's so many sacrifices. You know, it's incredible. I don't even have a TV in here, Joey, like in my new spot, because I was looking at TVs and I said, why would I pay hundreds of dollars that I'm never going to get back to waste time? I was like, let's get real here, because I'm looking around and I'm like, time is not like, it feels like just the other day you and me first met. So it's like time is not something that is that expendable. You know what I mean? So it's insane. And I feel like a lot of people, they want to talk about what they want to do. They want to watch videos of Bill Gates and sit and fantasize, but they don't want to make moves to make that transition. And I'm sure you've noticed that so much.
Well, it's not that they don't know how to make moves. I write it out to the same thing I have. You don't know where to start.
Yeah, that's a big one.
You don't know where to start. Nobody's there to tell you. I got out of prison. I wanted to do stand-up. You know, what are the chances of you meeting a comedian? Slim and none. You know, you get more chance to get hit by a bus.
Right, sadly.
Than meeting a fucking comedian to help you out. And I was roofing. I was frustrated. It snowed one day, and I saw the movie Punchline with Tom Hanks and Sally Struthers. Not Sally Struthers, The Flying Nun. And I really wanted to do stand-up after that. Like, I was like, wait a second, I want to do this. And I remember calling the local comedy club, and they're like, well, you got to come to open mic nights. And it just sounded scary. Like, it just sounded scary. And I let it go. And then 2 months later, I'm running an errand for the company I work for. I'm getting coffee for the boys. And I see an ad in the Rocky Mountain News about how to do stand-up comedy. So I for some people, it's, what are the people, procrastinators?
Exactly, yeah.
And I procrastinated before I started comedy. And for some people, they just really don't know where to start.
I could totally see that. And you know, I was one of those people. And, you know, one of the most interesting things for me is because like we talked about, like I've been podcasting since, you know, I was however old. But the things that were new to me recently were acting and comedy, actual stand-up. And it's so weird. I had this sort of the same type of urge as you when I went to Vegas right before the pandemic. And I saw, like, for the first time, like the size of the billboards. And like, I sort of saw it with my own eyes where comedy could take you, where acting could actually take you, the fruits of that labor. And I realized, like, if I got hit by a truck tomorrow and I never tried comedy, that's a pretty tragic thing.
That's pretty tragic.
You know what I mean? So I came home, tried stand-up comedy, and then within 2 months, everything was shut down. So it was almost like I felt like I had to have that under my belt. If it never came back, I did it.
I just had a kid hit me up today, and he said that the local club is looking for 10 comics, and he's going to, out of respect, he's going to sign up and go down. I go, listen, even if you never do it again, never do it again, just do it one time, get that rush, or the fear, or the diarrhea that squirts out of your ass the first time. How I seen it, bro. I did an open mic one time where a kid shit himself. I felt
on
so
stage?
bad. Yeah,
wow.
He was so nervous.
Wow,
it was his first time, you know, and he fucked up because he brought like 18 people. I go on stage the first time. I don't bring nobody. I didn't tell anybody. No, you don't say nothing. You know, when you start telling people, I'm getting on stage, and 18 people come, and you bomb in front of those 18 people, and then you got to go back to the bar with your little stupid drink and sit with them, and they don't really want you sitting at the table. It's like people with ranch dressing. Yeah, I don't want you sitting at the table. You just bombed in front of fucking 80 people. But, you know, you get on stage, it's like when I went to jiu-jitsu, I didn't tell anybody.
Right.
I went to jiu-jitsu for like 2 months and got beat up. I didn't tell anybody. I was embarrassed. Because that's for you. Yeah, I was too embarrassed. I wasn't going to tell Eddie. He's a fucking master. I'm going to call Eddie and go, oh, I joined the geek class today. Fuck, I didn't tell nobody. You know,
it's a tall order at first.
Yeah, you got to, I think that, listen, I'm not a writer, but every day I try to write.
Yeah, you journal, right?
I journal, but I'm not a great writer. I wish I could fucking be like Stephen King and write a book a year, and you know,
Right.
fucking
All that stuff.
all that stuff.
Typewriter or a quill ink pen. You know, I could see with that.
But you know what? Every fucking day, forget the pen. I'm with a feather with ink. You know what I'm saying? A little chicken
That's
blood and fucking ink and shit. But you know, there's so many things I wanted to do in life. You know, the other day when I went to the city and I was thinking about my childhood dream and how I got into all this, it was by me seeing a guy named Michael Corrin, his freshman year, come out on the, it was, you know, March Madness. And he played for North Carolina, and he was a freshman from Jersey City. And I had no idea. I was just watching a game to watch a championship game. And when they announced Jersey City, my insides crumbled. He let me know that I could be on that stage someday. Because Jersey City turns into North Bergen, yes. So I'm like, and he's from the projects. His mom raised him. He had no dad. Sport Magazine did a write-up on him, on his mother, Rosie, how she worked in a diner to support him and to send him to Hudson Catholic, the school he went to. That's what inspired me to, I wanted my friends to feel what I felt that day when it said from Jersey City, New Jersey, starting forward, number 31, Michael, I wanted them to, you know, from North Bergen, Joey D. That was for me. That's what I wanted on a personal note. I got that already, you know, and now I got a bucket list like everybody else. I've been playing the guitar lately. I don't want to join a band or nothing like that. I just like playing it to relax, you know. That was on my bucket list. Thank God Mike made my dream come true, because I would never have the balls to go buy a guitar. Like,
did he bring it over?
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to walk into Guitar Center and fucking have a nervous breakdown. That was, some people like museums. You know how some people, I love art museums. Go fuck yourself. Me, I got a guitar. We used to get stoned. Me, Mitch Hedberg.
Wow.
You know, because we used to all live across the Guitar Center, and it was next to the Sunset Grill. The song the Eagles wrote about, you know, down at the Sunset
right,
Grill.
the actual Sunset Grill.
The actual Sunset Grill. It's not the same. The guy with the wooden leg died. There was a guy with a wooden leg. He made hamburgers. He would come over limping to you. He made the best fucking hamburger. That's where Don Henley got it from. But then he sold. They fixed it up. They cleaned it up. But the Guitar Center, you were allowed to go in there and play drums and guitar and shit. I never touched a guitar. I was never disrespectful.
You don't want to be the guy who's just sort of like fiddling with it.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fucking jerk off like that. I didn't want to touch nobody's guitar. I don't know nothing about guitars. I looked at them in awe. I saw flying V's and all this shit. And then
all the tricks.
Yeah, but then the guy asked me, do you want to play the drums? They have like a little station on the side, and I fucked around with the drums. And he goes, you're not bad. You should keep doing it. We have lessons here.
Hey.
I can't even afford the shirt on my back. Never mind fucking lessons, you know.
I actually play the drums.
Do you still?
I do. Well, the thing is, like, and it's weird. I found this almost similar to losing concerts during the pandemic. Like, now that I'm doing the apartment living, the drums it just naturally ended, you know? And that's one of my passions that I'm really itching to get back to. But it's so, you know, maybe talking about not knowing where to start. It's like, do I get an electronic kit? Do I try to get a studio space? It's like, you know, I think we all have those moments where it seems like there's so many options, you know, with the passion.
So, what are you doing now?
Right now, well, I actually started working for Watch Mojo on YouTube. So basically, I started off doing a podcast for them, along with the podcast that I've already been doing throughout the years. And basically, it just sort of went from just hosting to, you know, my title now is a coordinator. So, you know, doing other things for the company, interviewing people, setting things up. And it's crazy, man, because I just did a podcast about it recently. Like just about a year ago, I was washing dishes at a restaurant, and just the mental like difficulty and like sort of the demoralization of that, knowing that I could achieve more and getting from that point to here has like changed my life. Like it's made me like a different person, you know. It's you know, I feel like everybody has to be very grateful for what they have. And it's like to be working in podcasting on any level, that's maybe 1% of the world. But to be working in podcasting and not to be you, not to be Rogan, that's less than 1%. You know what I mean?
Listen, the joint isn't what the church was, you know. And And I come to grips with that, and I'm not upset or anything. This is a new beginning for me, you know. So, but I am very lucky that I have been podcasting for 10 years, you know, and I love doing it. I know what I'm doing, and it feels great. But I wash dishes. It was humbling. I wash dishes in prison.
There you go. That's a different level.
35 cents an hour. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you ain't shit, you know. And then before that, I washed dishes for John Denver at his restaurant up in Aspen, I forget, the Snowmass Village. But I used to wash dishes, and I remember as I was washing them, thinking about building character. Like, this was 83 when I would wash dishes on Tuesday nights. It was prime rib night. I took the job because the chef liked me, and he goes, I'll give you all the mistakes. I was lifting weights, so I would eat 19 of those prime ribs with horseradish
every night.
Then I would steal a pound of shrimp. No, I only work Tuesdays, and then they said, you know, come in Thursdays for lobster night.
Right.
So I would go in on Thursdays
you
for
had the
lobster
good nights.
night. Yeah, I had the good nights, but I still remember washing dishes and being proud.
Yes.
Like I told people, I'm washing dishes part-time at whatever, and they would go, but you're an electrician in the daytime. Who gives a fuck? It's $10 an hour, and they feed me. I don't have to buy groceries. I don't have to buy groceries.
That's a pretty good deal at the time.
You know, and I would take a pound of shrimp at home at night, and I'd take a shower, and I'd fucking do my little shrimp cocktail while I was watching USA or whatever the fuck I was watching. And then I had to wash dishes in prison, and that was, you know, he used to fucking abuse me from time to time. I used to have to wash dishes in the morning, and then I'd break them, or I'd break the fucking machine on purpose. But
buy yourself some time.
Washing dishes humbles you.
Oh, it does, Joey. And just to be clear, like when I say I found it demoralizing, it's not because of washing dishes. Like I was trying to be the best dishwasher I could, and the only reason I had issues with it is because I worked at a very uppity restaurant. So it wasn't the type of restaurant where we're all a team. It was the type of restaurant where if you're doing sort of that type of work, you're worthless, essentially, is how you were treated, you know? But what it taught me was not that it's a bad thing. It's like, I have more respect for those people than I ever thought I could. Like the people who actually commit to doing a good job and they take pride in going in there every day. And this is their career. Like it gave me an appreciation and a respect for that, which like, I think that a person needs, you know?
When a person's doing a job that's kind of weird, and you meet them and they start talking to you and they're really solid people, you really look at that job a lot differently. Like you're like, wow, you know, he's really proud of his job. It's like what's going on now with the police department, you know. Everybody's hating on cops. Listen, there's bad cops, but then there's cops that'll take a bullet for you. Are you that fucking stupid? There are cops that will go into a fire and grab you out of there. That, you know, in every field, there's good and bad, you know.
Exactly.
I tend to attract to the, you know, right now I hang out with a detective in Newark and a detective in Union. And I look at them and I admire them when they tell me about their jobs and how they had a homicide. Some guy told me they shot a 16-year-old kid in Newark last week.
Wow.
But it was, you know, from a car, you know, and he had to go. And while I was talking to him, I was thinking about walking up on a body, seeing a kid's head blown up, you know.
That's
what that's like. Meanwhile, you're over here yelling, defund the fucking police or whatever, you know. I always think about what the cop saw before he came to your house. You know, did he see a kid crying and all of a sudden now he has to answer a domestic violence call and, you know, all the shit that they see. And it's called the moment before. It's even used in acting.
Right.
Like the moment before. What was that person doing before? That's why whenever I look at a scene, I always think, all right, so before I walked up on this body, what was I doing before? What was I thinking about? Did I have an argument with my wife? Did I have an argument with somebody else? You know, it's like when you're driving and you cut somebody off and they give you the finger. You know,
what just happened to that person?
Right. What did he just go through? Did his wife just divorce him? Did his wife just serve him? Did he just find his wife in bed with a fucking midget? What fucking happened? You know,
Could
he's
be anything.
driving down like, why would she do a midget I got a big 6-foot dick, you know. And
then you come pulling up in front of him.
Yeah, and you go like, fuck you, and what's going to happen the moment before? So
Exactly.
it's really important that...
it's almost like you're dealing with a different person every day. It's like there's touches of their everyday personality, but it's like the person you deal with that day is mostly almost shaped by what has happened leading up to that day and how long it's going to take for that to wear off. So yeah, it's a very interesting. It's interesting that they would use that in acting. Like I would hear Gandolfini would like smack himself in the face before an angry scene or something and then walk in there, you know, like, so that makes a lot of sense. You know?
Yeah, it's the moment before. It's like right now we have a world that's a little crooked. You know, you guys, I don't know if you watch the NBA. I just heard the last couple of weeks that people were throwing things at players and they got ejected, like sodas and fucking...
What?
Yeah. Two people got charged, I think. It was like 2 separate incidents, you know.
Been cooped up.
I've never thrown a fucking thing at a professional basketball player. My mom threw chicken wings at Rusty Staub, but she was a fucking savage, so...
That was called for at the time.
Yeah, it was called for. He missed the call and fucking she lost 300. I'll throw a chicken wing at you too, but I think that right now you really have to be very careful with people. People have been in. People have lost jobs. People are not okay right now.
No.
We're not okay. You know, I try to smile at everybody. I try to wave at everybody. I try really hard lately because I know people are hurting. I'm hurting. I'm hurting over who knows what, you know, whether it's the move, whether it's coming home. So lately I've been that's why I don't want to do stand-up right now. It's
long hiatus, but it's needed, man.
It's needed. It's needed.
You know?
I need the little break, but I'm already itching. I'm going to watch a show this weekend. Some friends of mine are in town. I'm thinking of going to see Bert Kreischer when he comes July 17th.
Nice.
You know, just to go see them. And I hope that by the time the Soprano movie comes out, I'm well and I could fucking get back on stage. I don't want to go on stage to fuck around. I want to go on stage to fucking murder. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to be dirtier than I ever was.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to go up there like an animal and insult different races or anything like that. No. But I got to talk about what's going on right now. You know,
there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I don't know if you know, yesterday I identified with a 7-year-old kid. You should have seen me. I had a hat with a propeller on top. You know what I'm saying?
Did you? Where was that
every day. And the day before, I was a horse, you know. The day before, I ran down the block with a fucking strap. You know, you can identify as anything now. You know what I'm saying? So
it's anything, anytime, right? That's hilarious, man. So our Sopranos movie, you guys are still looking at September?
September 24th.
Beautiful.
Very excited for it. I saw it a couple weeks ago. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed what David Chase did. I think people are going to enjoy it. I think some of the knuckleheads might not enjoy it.
Okay, yeah.
You know, everybody misses Gandolfini. You know, you don't know how much you miss Gandolfini till you see Gandolfini. The other night I came down here with Mercy and we, you know, usually at 8 o'clock it's like, hey, Jesse. It's those 2 fucking shows that drive me crazy. But it's my daughter, I watch them, and as I was scrolling, The Drop was on.
Okay, with Gandolfini in it.
With Gandolfini in it.
Right.
And for 2 minutes, I watched him, and I was like, fuck, I miss him. And then the next night, I put TV on with Mercy again, and he's on Killing Me Softly.
Oh,
talking to
he kept popping up.
Yes.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, with Brad
Crazy.
Pitt and fucking, that's a great movie, by the way. That's a phenomenal.
I got to check that one out. When you see him, are you looking at Tony Soprano or are you looking at like Jimmy? Because you've talked to, so many of his friends and stuff.
I never met him, but when I see him, I see a great fucking actor. You know, the things I've heard about him have just been above and beyond what he did for that. You know, you could tell why it was a great show.
Yeah.
You know, what he did, the type of person he was, the type of character he was. Somebody said something the other day. Oh, I read a meme from David Chase, like something he said. In the final scene, he touched Anthony. And little did he know, he goes, he didn't write that. that he touched Anthony's arm. He
Oh,
grabbed
wow.
his arm. And little did he know that was the last time he was going to touch his son's arm. My fucking stomach. He goes, I didn't say that, but that was the type of guy he was. You know, when you watch that show, he was such a, you know, God had to take him. Listen, when you think now, God had to take him. Because he was too big of a fucking, he was just an animal. He was just, I feel bad saying that, but he was such a star.
I think he was even surprised as to how big it became. It became bigger than him. It was like an entity.
The energy he gave off there, that show was tremendous, you know, and I wish he's in heaven, you know, I wish he's looking down. And but I watched another show that I followed, The Mayor of Eatontown. Did you watch that? With,
I didn't see that
Kate
one.
Winslet.
Oh.
You know, I love acting. I love watching great acting. I'm not an actor. You know, I took a couple lessons and I fuck around.
You're an actor. Get out of here.
No, trust me. When you work with actors, you're like, holy shit, I better fucking get my game up. You know what I'm saying? Because this guy's doing this guy's doing that. And it's Kate Winslet just destroyed me with this 7-episode show she did. You know, because
She went in
there, and when I heard that there's a sex scene, and they showed like she's chubby. And the director, she told the director to leave the scene in. That's an actor.
Because it's real.
It's real.
It's
real.
raw.
That's
the thing.
It's raw. No makeup. You know, she only wore makeup when she went on a date on the show. You know, I enjoyed the show. I referred the show to a brother of mine, Mercy's godfather. He called this morning when I got out of the doctor's office, and we were talking about the show, and he goes, she's phenomenal. I love watching good acting.
Me too.
Know? Steve
It's amazing.
McQueen, I watched The Magnificent Seven the other night. Fucking Charles Bronson was yoked.
He was a big guy, eh?
He was a big guy then, you know. Death Wish was on the other night. I've been watching, you know, I don't watch daytime TV. I refuse to put the TV on the daytime. No more news. Since I moved to Jersey, I never put the TV on during the pandemic. Except in
I
LA.
commend you. You know, it's a horrible thing to do.
I got hooked on the 3:30 evening news, ABC, wide, whatever, and that really fucked me up. That got into my psyche in a horrible, horrible way. You know, I thought I was a lot stronger than that, but obviously I'm not. When I moved here, I stopped watching the news, and I changed a lot. I could see that it had contaminated me, you know, with all and it's something that I looked at it for knowledge of the virus.
Right.
But it wasn't giving you knowledge of the virus. It was giving you just a negative feeling that when I'd watch the news to go smoke a joint and pop a fucking Xanax or 10 of them because the fucking news was so disheartening. So now
it's a campaign of fear and
a campaign
consumerism.
of fear. Yeah, and now I don't have that in my life. I don't. No. They have a thing called New Jersey 12 with a gay weatherman. I love him. Have you seen the guy? He's got like a shitty microphone. How you doing? We're calling New Jersey, and he's don't wear sandals tomorrow if you're going to Asbury Park. You know, shit like that. You know?
This guy needs his own primetime show.
Yeah, no, he's great. The weatherman on New Jersey 12. I fucking love him. But that's it. That's the only news I watch.
He informs you. That's the thing. It's like the way I see the news is that like, and it's funny because I think that 30 years ago, 25 years ago, maybe CNN was the most trusted name in news, or Fox, or whoever. I'm not biased against any, but it's like, I feel like more of these shows are more so talk shows with opinions. It's like at a certain point, they're not informing you about anything. They're just giving you their opinion on a piece of information. So what's that? I was like, I don't really need these people's opinions on it. I can just try to maybe pick. And the way I see it too is like, if it's something that's super serious, I'll hear about it. I'll call my aunt. I'll call my mom. I'll call somebody. They'll say, did you hear about these new restrictions? I'll hear about it. You know what I mean? Anything you don't need to hear about, I think it's just noise, you know?
Anything that you don't need is just going into your head and just taking up your fucking time. And it's weird. I like 60 Minutes. I love that 60
show.
Minutes because they capsize the whole week for me in 1 hour of 3. It's very seldom that I don't like a story 60 Minutes is telling me. Right. I don't mind watching a repeat. I get pissed off when 60 Minutes does a repeat. Like, I'm like, I already watched this one, motherfucker.
Give me the new stuff.
Yeah, last week they had the one about the judge in New Brunswick, about a half hour from here, that they killed her husband, her son, or her husband, the judge. And it was fucking great. But the Puerto Rican woman, 60 Minutes gives me the news that I need, I watch Real Time with the funny English dude. No, I like Bill Maher too. He said some interesting stuff. But what's the other guy that's kind of funny and wacky on HBO?
On HBO,
John Oliver.
Oh yes,
this week with John Oliver.
I love that guy. Yeah, he's
fucking
funny.
Cracks me the fuck up.
I like the UK guys. It's a very. I heard you saying on the last joint that you would, if you made a big sum of money, you go to the UK and do podcasts. Like the way that they set up their radio hosts there. Like you see a guy on a rap radio show, he's dressed like the rappers. It's like they're pimping just like everybody else out there on the radio. It's crazy.
I would have gone to the UK, set up a studio, and hired a cameraman. I would have fucking gone to Abbey Road. I would have went to all the places. I would have loved to go to the place where Pink Floyd recorded "Wish You Were Here." That's the last time they saw Sid Barrett, when he walked in.
Wow.
I'd love to go to Judas Priest's neighborhood and take my dick out and go, "Here's for you, Rob Halford."
Swing it around. Let's go.
Swing it around.
Wearing leather.
Judas Priest and Black Sabbath basically have the same neighborhood. They're both from Birmingham. So,
right.
I love to go to those places and visit. I just saw a picture from Ireland. Fucking Ireland has a fucking mural that says "Free Cuba."
Wow.
I tell people all the time that Cuban Irish have a big time connection. I'm married to Irish women. I always loved Irish women growing up. We're very close because we're Catholic countries.
That makes a lot of sense. A lot of the same core values are there.
Some of the same core values. So in 1690, there was a Battle of the Boyne, and most of the Irish that didn't want to fight went to Cuba. That's why there's so many Cubans with Irish names. John Osai. I went to school with a fucking kid with a fucked up name. I don't want to say it on here because then he'll get pissed off at me.
Then it reveals him.
Yeah, it reveals them. But there was a lot of Cuban Irish. It's weird how you do a 23andMe, and I got like Chinese, Irish, a little Jewish, a lot of African. My grandmothers were whores. One of them even banged the Chinese guy, which is my love for Chinese everything. Yeah, and that's the population of Cuba was Spain, African, Chinese, Irish. Then in the 50s, the Italian. I can't tell you how many Italian Cuban kids there are. Those gangsters were banging fucking Cuban women two at a time.
Left and right. I'm sort of the same way. I was talking about it with my family recently, and there's just like sort of so many different things in my background, And now let me ask you this, because this is sort of interests me about you. Do you like? I would assume that you relate to your Cuban heritage, or is it like, do you have so much heritage that you don't really gravitate to one as many as the others, or is it like a Cuban thing?
As a Cuban man, I would have a lot of faults. I was around a lot of traditional Cuban men when I was a kid, and they all had great qualities, but they had bad qualities: jealousy, over machismoism, little things I didn't like. So as I grew up, I curbed them back. I curbed that stuff back. I didn't allow myself to be jealous. Men who are jealous of women when a guy, I can't have that shit.
That's tough.
I saw Mike talking to a girl. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? People talk. It's if you put your dick in her mouth, then we have a problem.
Yeah, people do a lot worse than talk.
People do a lot worse than talk. My machismo had to calm down. That Cuban machismo shit just didn't work for me sometimes. It didn't work for me sometimes. I was a mama's boy. Let's not ever forget the fact that I love women. I love women. I love looking at them. I don't care what size they are. The bigger the better. The skinnier the better. I love women, So I think I borrowed from different races. I'm like a fucking mutt in my head. I'm a Catholic. And I love Catholicism. I went to church this week. But you know what? I do Buddhist stuff.
Right.
My religion is different. I love Buddhism. You know,
A lot of mindfulness stuff.
A lot of mindfulness. I never converted, but I do meditate from time to time.
Nice.
I do believe in karma. I do believe in what they do. You know, I took a couple classes at Naropa. I hung out there in Boulder. I did walking meditation, you know.
That's like a Buddhist school.
Yes. It's a Buddhist school that they had fucking great speakers, and the Dalai Lama showed, and you could go, you know, all those great offbeat writers used to go to Boulder and do lectures there. So I respect the Buddhist thing. Then you have Santeria, which is my original Cuban thing on the side, which is like Cuban Catholicism.
Right.
Do I agree with all Santeria stuff? No. But it's gotten me to where it's gotten me. You know, do I agree with all Catholicism stuff? No. Fucking mortal sin if I don't go to church on Sunday. Go fuck yourself. So the two
you do
mortal
it your own
sins,
way.
Yeah, it's killing somebody and then not going to church on Sunday. That's a big difference. Me not going to church and me killing somebody. You know,
where's the parallel?
Where's the fucking one in between? Like, you know, so we all have our agreements and disagreements with whatever religion, or if you're not religious, you know, I like some of the Jewish things. You know,
totally. There's stuff you can draw from in all of them.
Oh my God, every religion. You know, I'm really tight with Ari and I'm tight with Lee, and I always ask them questions about Judaism. You know, and they tell me. You know, and I've always, you know, for a while there, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking convert to be a Jew. For the longest time, I was thinking of converting. Yeah, when my mom died and stuff, my father was so into it that I was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna convert.
Because you were looking for something
Jewish.
At the time to sort of gravitate towards.
Right. I was pissed at my God.
Right.
And I'm uncircumcised, so they could still cut the foreskin. You know what I'm saying? It would hurt.
Yeah, you're getting there. You know?
Listen, you got to show up with an envelope and a foreskin, and they'll take you. You know what I'm saying?
That's the admission package.
Those
right
are the two fucking requirements to convert to Judaism. You got to date a Jewish girl. You still got that skin on your dick, and you fucking, you know.
And you're off to the races.
So. What's going on in your world beside that?
You know what, man? Just trying to take all the steps necessary to get to the next level. You know, we talked about acting and just how crazy that world is. I started in that world, and I'm looking at, like, I'm doing my first auditions and stuff this past 6 months, and I think it was really good for me. I needed something that I hadn't been doing for so many years to, like, give me a new challenge, because I think I'll be honest with you, Joey. I got a little carried away with myself by the time I started with acting, because I figured, okay, I'm finally at an agent's office. Where's my movie? Where's my red carpet? Haven't you guys been waiting for me? And I realized quick, it's not how it fucking goes, man. You know what I mean? And I started looking into my favorite actors and the fact that Al Pacino didn't get Scarface till he was 35. And, you know, like, this stuff takes years to build. So the point being, I'm just really battening down the hatches to improve myself and build and do a million failed auditions and maybe get my one. And I'm really just looking at life as a 5 to 10 year plan right now. Like, I think things will be cracking for me then. And I'm not attaching myself to, I need to be at this level next year. You know what I mean? That's the stuff I think young people do. You know,
Are you actively looking for roles?
I am, yeah, and I mean, I'm looking to get into the music videos for a little part. You know what I mean? Short films if I can. There's not many college films where I'm at, but you know, I want to do that because, like, what I realized is if you want to act, like, you don't just want to be in the movies. You want to go do theater. You want to do community stuff. So it's like, I also learned, like, what's the difference between a real actor and some douchebag that wants to be on a billboard? I never want to be that guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So It's like, it's about taking those steps. So yeah, just actively trying to do it. And it took, like, actually doing these auditions and stuff. Like, I always appreciated the guys like Gandolfini and looked up to them with wide eyes. But then when I even started trying to do one iota of a facial expression of a guy like that in an audition, that's when it really hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, oh, this is a lifestyle thing. Like, this is something people are born to do. And then other people can kind of maybe do it. So, yeah, it's just, I'm just trying to be better, Joey. You know, I just want to be better.
Are. Yeah, we all are, and it's contagious. You know, I enjoy doing the podcast because I've been trying to work on myself since I landed in this fucking state.
Yeah.
And people are seeing that. want to lead by talking shit. I want to lead by them watching me making the change. I told you I was going to slow down on the reefer. I told you I needed to lose weight. I told you I needed to journal more to figure out what this anxiety I had was coming from. I'm always trying to better myself in any single way possible, you know, especially with a daughter. You want to give her all the knowledge
Absolutely.
you want. You know, she brought her homework down yesterday. I got to be honest with you. I would have got an F+. Octagons and four sides. And I don't remember none of that shit, but you know, you got to be involved, and that's what this whole thing is about. You know, this whole pandemic. If by July of last year you didn't look at this and go, okay, there's a pandemic. They took my job. Mike can't go do his open mic. You know, there's so many things we couldn't do. Let's focus on what we can do.
Exactly.
You could still run. You could still write. You could still ride your bike. You could still play the guitar.
Turn on a webcam, you know?
Turn on a webcam. There were so many ways to improve yourself. And I said this to myself like in, you know, because we were all waiting for the pandemic to end, and we didn't know when it was going to end. I made one goal, and I'll take the notebook out and look for it. I said I want one positive thing out of this pandemic.
Just one.
I want to come out of this. I think that everybody should have came out of this with one goal out of this pandemic. A dear friend said to me the other day that all he kept hearing was the disease and how bad it was, the COVID, but nobody in America was telling people to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what you need to be doing. Take the vitamin D, the magnesium, get your 8 hours of sleep. This is the first time a lot of us have had this break. You know, people are changing careers. People.
It's insane.
It's insane. It's insane. You gave America, you gave the world a chance to think and look at themselves through a fucking microscope. And now we know what we want to do. I, in turn, acted last week. And I got to tell you, I fucking fell in love with it.
Where'd you go?
In the city.
Okay.
Some
Was it with
movie-
Vinny or?
Huh?
Was it with Vinny P?
No.
Gotcha.
When I got here, I contacted an agent I had from L.A. that was now here booking theater, which I'm going to call him this afternoon and tell him to start looking for a couple plays for me, like 90-seat theater, because I think I want to commit. I think I want to commit, you know.
People want to see it. People want to hear you.
You know, I want to be part of a play. I don't, listen, when you join, there's a couple theater groups around here, and I've been going on their websites.
Okay.
You know, you got to clean bathrooms. You got to sweep. 1 month, you take tickets at the door. 1 month, you do the lights. 1 month, you clean the bathrooms. You know what, bro? I'm never fucking too good to clean a fucking bathroom.
It's like a comedy
Nobody's
club, man.
ever
You
too
work
good
your
to
way
stick
up.
their hand in a fucking toilet. So I'm either thinking of doing a local theater. I want to see what New York right now is not the place to be jumping up and down at night yet. Let's let it settle a little bit. If I could find a theater group around here that'll take me, because I'm a fucking comic actor, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like,
please.
It's not like I'm there quoting Stanislavski or whatever.
Well, we have that in common.
Yeah, it's not like, but I have read on acting, and I will tell you something. And I tell you this with all my heart, Cassius. And you know, I'm the type of guy that people say shit about me, and I disagree with them. But I will tell you this. When it comes to auditioning, I don't know too many people better than me. I'm better at auditioning than stand-up comedy.
Wow.
Because Mitzi Shore used to make you do 3 minutes.
Oh, at the store.
3
Okay.
minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. You know how many comics have quit comedy because they couldn't do 3 minutes?
Probably so many.
You have to tell your story in 3 fucking minutes. So I never really put it together. When I started going out for auditions like you, I would bomb every other fucking audition. Every audition. Thank you for coming. You were great. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you're like, you want me to read it again? No,
definitely
both of them will
not.
go, no, not really. Leave. And then you walk out of there. I had a lot of those, you know, and then one day I took a cold reading workshop. and it was by the guy that did Sleepers
Okay.
and Godfather 2.
Wow.
And he changed me. His audition system, he wanted you to be aggressive. I would walk into auditions very timidly. Hi, how are you? But then I started listening to those jerk-offs in L.A. They would walk into a class like, hi, Cassius. Oh, my God, we have a mutual friend, Michael. Listen, you're still not getting the role, bitch.
Exactly.
So why are you dropping Michael's name for? Get it out of the way. Bro, I was
You're not talking your way into this.
Dog, I was in an audition once where a chick brought a tray of brownies for the casting director.
Oh.
You know, when they tell you dress up like the character, if you actually go dressed up like the character, you're not going to get the role.
I've heard that's a bad one.
That's a bad one. Like me and Ari got a call one day. Ari calls me one morning. He's like, did you get an audition? I go, yeah. They wanted me to dress up like a colonial fucking soldier. Go fuck you. I went in there with a Yankee hat on. They're like, where's your fucking, Kentucky Fried Chicken suit? Oh, fuck you. Who's going to get
Imagine it.
That's power. That's what they do to you. I used it differently. I used to, like, if I went for a mob TV show, I wore a white shirt.
Okay.
A mob commercial, white dress shirt. Movie mafia role, gray shirt or black shirt.
Wow. Interesting. What was that?
I just want you to, like, when I got basketball, I was a ref, correct? So I wore a shirt with strings.
Okay.
So it looked like a whistle.
But you didn't wear an actual whistle. That's the beauty of it.
No.
Right.
No.
Right. That's a good one.
You don't go with, it's like comics with comedy clubs. Send me a tape. I send blank tapes. I sent blank tapes for years. Tapes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because they don't watch them, right?
That's control. Yeah. You go to get paid on Saturday, they got stacks of tapes with dust on them.
Wow.
And I'm like, hey, that dude is really funny. And the guy would look at it and go, I haven't had a chance to look at the tape. No shit, it's got 6 inches of dust on it. So all that tape shit is a control shit. Like, you could call the same club owner 15 times and go, hi, my name is Cassius Morris. I like to work your club. I haven't looked at your tape yet. But Cassius could talk to Joey by mistake, be talking to him and go, I'm trying to get in that fucking Wise Guys in Utah. And the guy won't fucking take me. And all of a sudden I call you and you're my feature.
Right.
And now the guy's like, oh my God, this is how it goes. I tried to get into Catch a Rising Star for years. For years. They had Vegas, some other fucking joint, Reno, and New Jersey.
Okay.
3 years I tried to get in there. One day I got a call from Jimmy Schubert. You want a feature for me?
See, it's about the relationship.
Yeah. It was, 15 years ago. Jimmy took me up there as a feature, and then I started headlining for the Catch a Rising Star. So you can't get mad at things. You have to let things work themselves out organically. I got to tell you, man, for a young man, you have done a great job. A lot of people.
Thank you, Joey.
I mean, when did we do our first podcast? 8, 9 years ago, 7 years ago? You were 12 maybe, and you're still
going
here.
on 10.
Yeah, going on 10. You're still, how old are you now?
I'm 22.
Jesus Christ. You drinking?
Right? No, actually.
Okay,
I was, but I actually
smoking?
Not right now.
Okay, good.
I don't rule it out for the future, but I'm at a point where, like, my job is it's more like organization, scheduling, spreadsheets. Like, my hosting is actually more so on the side, and it's more so coordinating. So it's like, I just really looked in the mirror when I came into this new place, and I was like, okay, you watch motivational videos from, this guy. Would they have fucking Old Milwaukee's on their desk? Would they have a fucking Rick and Morty bong in the corner? No. So, okay, screw off then. And that was it. That was it.
I know you're on I know you got to do your gig this afternoon.
No, I'm good, Joey. I'm good.
Okay, I wanted to let these guys know that, I got a lot of 40-year-olds and 30-year-olds that follow me and ask me questions, and they're confused about, things. And I'm happy that I have a 22-year-old here that's been committed to something for 10 years. When you're 12, most kids can't commit to dick except fucking texting and roller skating or whatever the fuck they do. At 12, you already were like a young man, and now you're a man. I know you got a girlfriend. I know you're making moves and stuff like that. So I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
The people that listen to this podcast today or watch this, I wish that follow Cassius. You know, I follow him, and sometimes I write something for you, sometimes I don't, but I want you to know I'm always watching, and I'm always very proud of you. When I saw Rob Halford on your fucking podcast, you know, listen, a guy like me would say, fuck him, he's got Rob Halford. Let me tell you something. I was so fucking happy for you.
Oh, that means the world, man.
I was
Thank
so
you.
happy for you because I know how hard you've been working. You know, Dean Delray, when he got Brian Johnson and
Oh, my
Angus
God.
Young, I was crying for him. People don't
Same
know.
with me. I was so happy for him.
I
I
was
wasn't
so
mad
happy.
or wishing it was me, you know?
No, you when you start cheering for people is when your life changes. I see all these people on the internet that every time somebody puts something up positive, they got a shit on it.
Yeah.
And they wonder why they have shitty lives. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I go to Facebook and I see if I know anybody's birthday. And then I find somebody I don't know and I wish them a happy birthday.
Yeah.
That starts my day off on a positive note. I made somebody's day at 7:30 in the fucking morning without leaving the house. Somebody's gonna look at their fucking page and go, that fat fuck Joey Diaz said, no, he's got an assistant that did it, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It was me. But that's how my day starts. I'm giving love, you know.
And even once that goes into the subconscious, that's still working for you. That's still out there, you know?
It works. Anybody, when you wake up from now on, go to fucking Facebook and look at the birthdays.
Yeah.
Find the motherfucker. Find the ugliest dude. You know that nobody's fucking inviting them nowhere.
It feels
and send
good.
them a happy birthday. See how good you're gonna fucking feel.
And I mean, who knows? You could be the only person to wish him a happy birthday that day.
And you might stop him from icing himself. You might
That's
stop
what I
him.
mean.
You know, birthdays are shitty days for some people. They think back to where was I last year at this time. You know, I'm just saying. But that's the first thing I do every morning is wish somebody a happy birthday that's a fucking stranger.
Yeah.
Because I want my day to go off the right way. That's what it's all about. That's what we're here to do is making people's day, Cassius. And I know you do it and I do it. I love you.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Love
you
you,
had
Joey.
a chance to call in today and talk with me and hang out. It's always a pleasure. And I got to tell you something. I'm very, very, very proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
And I
Thank
can't
you so
wait
much.
to fucking retire from podcasting to pass my little fucking thing on to you, you know, because you are the next Joe Rogan in 8 years. You know,
Oh, my
Joe's
gosh.
getting old.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
Mark Maron's getting old. Bill Burr's getting old. They're all getting old. And by the time in 8 years, you'll be podcasting 16 years.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy to think about.
That's really crazy to think about. So the throne belongs to you. You might not see it yet. You might sit there going, oh my God, Joe Rogan is great. Yeah, Joe Rogan's getting older and shorter. And I'm getting older and fatter. And fucking Bill Burr's getting funnier and older. He just gets funnier, Bill Burr.
Bill Burr is
That
timeless.
motherfucker just gets funny. He's timeless. So along the line, and everybody's getting, you know, Theo, all those guys are fucking moving on. So I predict in 8 years you'll be the fucking new Howard Stern if you want it. Did you even get Ace Frehley?
Yes. Yeah, actually,
the
he
fuck did
made
you
a
pull
big
that one off?
revelation on my show.
Did he really?
Yeah, he premiered his political beliefs just out of nowhere on my show, and then it became a massive thing. But man, that motherfucker, man, I love that guy.
Love him.
He's such a good guy.
He just moved to Jersey.
Wow. Okay, I could see
Yeah.
that. Definitely.
He lives in Jersey.
You got to get him on the podcast.
Listen,
Joey.
I would cut my finger off to get a guitar lesson from him. Everybody knows he's a great guitar
Joey.
player.
We need a video of that.
Oh my God, I would die if I saw Ace Frehley. First off, I think he's the funniest man in the world.
He's amazing.
I think he could destroy Chris Rock, destroy Dave Chappelle. I've seen his interviews. He is a riot. I think he is one of the funniest men I've ever been around him. I've never met him. I've never had the chance to talk to him. So just for that, I give you kudos. I think he's the funniest motherfucker around.
He is just incredible, man. And like just the fact that he was so down to earth. Like I interviewed him once before on the phone, and he was doing a big press day, and my questions weren't that great. I was young. But then we did this one, man, and it was just like shooting the shit with a friend, and you know, like just the fact that it happened, like obviously it would mean so much to anybody, but I wasn't around, man. Like when Destroyer came out, like I wasn't. Here.
It was great.
That's what I mean, and it was great.
great.
But it's like this is the closest I'll actually ever get to even their prime. So it's like that's extra layer of appreciation. That's the thing. This shit never goes over my head. I'm never like, oh yeah, that's of course I did that. No, fuck that. It's like people would. You know, there's people out there that makes their day, just the fact that I did it. So I appreciate every second, man. Honestly.
I love you, little brother.
Joey, thank you so much, man. Absolutely.
Thank you. Congratulations on doing everything that you've done. And I see big things coming your way. And all I want you to do is when you got your big Howard Stern studio and the whole thing, to have a little picture of me on the side saying that motherfucker was my brother right there. That's all I want from you.
You know, I always will. I have the painting in my house, and that painting will be in my home for the rest of my life, Joey, every single day.
I love you, brother. Thank you for coming on
Joey.
the joint today.
We'll chat
Stay
soon.
black.
Hey, thanks, Michael.
And we'll stay in touch. Give your parents my best.
Absolutely.
Right,
I will.
Much
love to your family
brother.
as well.
You got it. Love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
All right, you bad motherfuckers. That was CASSIUS Morris. Don't forget to watch his podcast, listen to his podcast. I don't know what the name of it is.
Watch Mojo.
Watch Mojo.
On the YouTube.
He's a great kid, and he's one of us. He's just, nobody knows who he is, but he's going to creep up on you, and I guarantee you within 10 years, you'll be on his dick, cocksuckers, just like anybody else. It's been a great week. It really has, whether it's on Patreon or whatever. I put that picture up of me as a 9-year-old. You motherfuckers went nuts with my little Cuban suit on and shit. You couldn't believe. My mom dressed me up like that. That's the way I was when I was a kid. I was never dressed in. If my mother saw me now, she ripped this shirt off me. If my mother saw how I dress now, she'd rip half my clothes. Do you know that I put a church shirt on that has a rip up here, and I went to my daughter's softball practice, and when I got home, I looked in the mirror, and I did exactly what my mother would do. I just ripped it. I just ripped it down to the bottom. Go put a new fucking shirt on, you pig. Walking around with that shirt on with a hole in it. I work fucking 90 hours a week so you could have a hole in your fucking shirt, you piece of shit. But anyway. Flashbacks. You know how it is. Sometimes you got to drop it on you motherfuckers. I love you guys. Thank you very much for supporting us. Thank you very much for watching us. We're only going to get better and better. I'm only going to get better and better. We're going to get stronger. We're going to get Mike in this thing involved. We're going to get him a computer fucking looking up shit, and we're going to add more elements to this fucking show. Thank you. Thank you very much for always having my back. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for watching, and thank you for watching CASSIUS, and you're going to enjoy him. All right, stay black. Have a great weekend. And now for a word from my motherfucking sponsors. All right. It's Wednesday. I want to thank CASSIUS one more time for coming on. I hope you guys enjoyed him. I love the kid with all my heart. But anyway, the joint is brought to you by CBD Lion. The best when it comes to CBD. How do I know? Because I know. People have sent me thousands of different CBD creams and shit. CBD Lion is what's worked for me. And I have 20 different uses for it. Whether it's the tape, the extra strength cream, the bath balls, the hemp flower. Listen, the hemp flower is really good and it's very helpful in a lot of ways. Somebody referred it to me years ago. I thought they were crazy. It's fucking great. They have vapor pens, cartridges, but it all starts with you to go on to CBDLion.com and read the benefits and advantages of CBN, CBY, and CBD. Go to CBD Lion, find something, you like it, they're going to take care of you. They're going to give you 20% off when you put in Joey or Church. It's that simple. CBD Lion, the real deal when it comes to CBD. The joint is also brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Good help is hard to find. It's like trying to find, a homeless person in fucking New Jersey. You're not going to find one. You could always post your job online or at the fucking liquor store wall or at some fucking community wall, but then you got to sit and hope that the right person walks by and sees it. Listen, you don't want that. Stop dreaming. Come on. Try ZipRecruiter for free. Again, try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. You know why? Because they do the work for you. With one click, listen to me, one click, your job gets sent to over 100 top job sites. And here's where it gets fucking freaky here. Their matching technology hooks you up with the people with the skills and experience that you need. Get a qualified candidate fast. Let them play matchmaker so you have more time to focus on your business. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 4 out of 5 employers who use ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. You'll be sitting there for 2 weeks on your hands, waiting like fucking, Mukla Delore, waiting for somebody. 2.3 million businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. Whether you got 200 employees or 5 employees, ZipRecruiter is for you. Why miss out? While other companies overwhelm you with too many options, ZipRecruiter finds what you're looking for. That little fucking pebble on the fucking beach that nobody's seeing. Right now, today, Wednesday the 16th, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. Joey, what are you talking about? Free! Okay, at ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. You can try it for free. ZipRecruiter is going to help you save time, money, and energy and get you a qualified candidate so you can take care of your fucking what you need to. So try it for free just by going to ZipRecruiter.com/Joey. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. I want to thank ZipRecruiter. I want to thank CBD Lion. I want to thank DraftKings. I want to thank Blue Chew. I want to thank all our sponsors this week for having our back. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys for always being here on Mondays and Wednesdays and supporting us. You guys know we're trying our fucking best, and we give it to you straight from the motherfucking heart. I love you guys. Stay black. And if you need more Joey Diaz, go to patreon.com/Joey Diaz. $3, $5, $10. NFTs coming, mugs are coming. Who the fuck knows? I love you guys. See you Monday. Tip Top Magoo. Have a great weekend. Stay black.